So I saw some reporting, again, bad reporting this morning, that we had formally requested an extension of the ceasefire.
Regarding the speculations about the extension of the ceasefire and these issues that have been raised,
So I saw some reporting, again, bad reporting this morning, that we had formally requested an extension of the ceasefire. That is not true at this moment. We've remained very much engaged in these negotiations, in these talks. You heard from the Vice President directly and the President this week that these conversations are productive and ongoing, and that's where we are right now. I've also seen some reporting about the potentiality for in-person discussions again. Those discussions are being had, but nothing is official until you hear it from us here at the White House. But we feel good about the prospects of a deal. The President mentioned that in his interview yesterday, and it's obviously in the best interest of Iran to meet the President's demands. I think he's made his red lines in these negotiations very clear to the other side, and so we are continuing to see how these conversations go.
Would those talks be in Islamabad, or where would they be the next round?
They would very likely be in the same place as they were last time, yes. With the same, I would just want to make one point that's important to the President. The Pakistanis have been incredible mediators throughout this process, and we really appreciate their friendship and their efforts to bring this deal to a close. So they are the only mediator in this negotiation. While there have been many countries around the world who want to offer their help, the President feels it's important to continue to streamline this communication through the Pakistanis, and so that's what continues to take place.
On Iran, is there a timeline for how long this blockade is going to remain in place in the Strait of Hormuz by the United States that President Trump has voiced to you or that you've heard among officials?
Sure. I will never set timelines on behalf of the President of the United States, but with respect to the blockade, as you know, it has been fully implemented, and it's being enforced against vessels of all nations entering or departing Iranian ports. I want to make that point clear. I've seen some misreporting on that as well. This includes all Iranian ports on the Arabian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. And our U.S. forces in the region are supporting the freedom of navigation for vessels that are transiting the strait to and from non-Iranian ports. So I know some in the press were confused about that. We are supporting the freedom of navigation, just not with respect to any tanker or vessel that would benefit the economy of Iran as these negotiations continue.
regarding the speculations about the extension of the ceasefire and these issues that have been raised, none of them are currently confirmed. As I mentioned, the talks are continuing through the Pakistani mediator, and it remains to be seen to what extent the other side is truly serious about the claims they have made regarding diplomacy. It is the Americans who must prove their seriousness, because they have not only failed to adhere to their commitments many times, but have also fundamentally destroyed the negotiating table. The release of Iranian assets is not a concession in our view. In our view, it is Iran's rights that have been violated. It's like a thief stealing your property and then wanting to return it to you as a concession. This is a very clear issue. This issue was raised there as one of our demands, but the reality is that we have not reached a final conclusion, just as no conclusion was reached on the other issues. Regarding the talks and negotiations, well, the exchange of messages is ongoing. Since Sunday, when the delegation of the Islamic Republic of Iran returned to Tehran, many messages have been exchanged through the Pakistani mediator. Our positions were very clearly stated there and also during these exchanges. Today, yes, as you mentioned, we will likely be hosting a delegation from Pakistan as part of the ongoing talks that took place in Islamabad. Discussions that Pakistan has had with the Americans. They have heard our views and, as a result of this visit, there will likely be a detailed discussion about the perspectives of both sides.
I stand by the residents of the North who are continuing to stand firm. At the same time, our forces are continuing to strike Hezbollah. The fighting is focused on Binj Bail. Binj Bail was the capital of Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. This is a place where Hassan Nasrallah said 26 years ago, the Israelis are cobwebs. We are about to overcome Binj Bail. We are, in effect, about to eliminate this great stronghold of Hezbollah. At the same time, I instructed the IDF yesterday to continue widening the security zone and to also spread it eastward toward the slopes of Mount Hermon, so that we can better assist our Druze brothers in their time of distress. Concurrently, we are conducting negotiations with Lebanon. These negotiations have not taken place for over 40 years. They are happening now because we are very strong, and nations are coming to us, not just Lebanon. In the negotiations with Lebanon, there are two central goals. First, the disarming of Hezbollah, and second, a sustainable peace. Peace through strength. And there's one more thing, of course. Our American friends are updating us constantly on their contacts with Iran. Our goals and those of the United States are identical. We want to see the enriched material removed from Iran. We want to see the cancellation of enrichment capabilities within Iran. And of course, we want to see the opening of the straits. It is too early to say how this matter will end, or even how it will progress. In anticipation of the possibility that fighting may resume, we are prepared for any scenario.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.